Kamarl Grant, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're going to have a chat about a few things, but let's get started. It's a first season ever in the Football League for Bromley.
Yeah.
You've been a considerable part of that as well.
Yeah.
How do you assess it so far?
It's been good. I feel like we had the best start we possibly could have, obviously the first 2 games, and then obviously we went on a run with not winning so much games, but I feel like it's been good. I feel like we've come to the terms of the league more recently now, and whereas drawing a lot of games, but obviously we've turned the draws now into wins, and it's just about continuing the way how we've been recently. And I feel like to be honest, we've not got the results that we've deserved in a lot of the games that a lot of people have seen, where we've lost or where we've drawn that we should have won. But now it's just about picking up the points and getting as high at the league as we possibly can. So yeah, it's been good.
And you've been on both sides of it. You've been with Bromley in the National League, and you've been with Bromley in League 2. Now, I think when you go up, a lot of people assume there's not going to be that much difference in the level of football. You're someone that's been out there most weeks, you know, in the thick of it. Would you say there's a considerable difference?
No, there definitely is. I feel like that's where we kind of underestimated the league, in the sense of, because we won the first 2 games, we didn't understand how much of a difference between the quality of player that it is in the National League and obviously in this league. Whereas, like, as you can see, most weeks when teams get in the final third, they don't really miss much opportunities that they get. And so it's just obviously learning from our mistakes and growing from it. And we're all learning on the job. It's all of our first time really in the league. There's a few players that's played in the league, or you have our skipper and you have Omar and a few other players, but we're all learning together, and it's just learning as quick as we can and as fast as we can to get the results that we deserve. So yeah, it's been good.
And you know this very well, but there's been a lot of work that's gone into the fitness side of things behind the scenes and in training. Would you say there's a big gap between the fitness levels in the National League and the EFL?
I feel like, to be honest, we've always kind of been one of the fittest teams. Even National League, I came in obviously towards that back end of the season, but everyone is fit. No one's really way off it. Or this season, obviously the pre-season was much harder than it would have been last year to get with the high demands of the league, and it was just about finding the margins where we can to be better players and perform at a higher level for a longer time. So I feel like the team is fit, everyone in the team is fit, we all run for each other, and that's what we have to do as a minimum for this football club. So yeah.
You talk about coming in at the back end of the season, but let's be fair, you played a huge part in that promotion. How was that day for you at Wembley in terms of where that ranks in your career so far? It's a hugely special day for the club.
Number one for myself. That week in general was probably the best week of my life, in the sense of, I don't know, it felt like a movie that you didn't really want it to end. I don't know how to describe it. It just felt like it was so good. The summer was good after it as well. And now just to be able to celebrate with not just the players and the team and the fans and the staff, but just for the whole county and the whole of Bromley to enjoy it as well with us. So no, it's good.
I remember ringing you in the summer, and it was about your move back here. It was straight after the confirmation had been received that you were coming back to us, and I could hear you smiling on the phone. You know when you can hear someone, you can hear they're smiling. What does this club and the people, your teammates, what does it mean to you?
A lot. To be honest, it means a lot to me, because the way how they took me in is my first proper loan that I had, and they just took me under their wing. It made everything easier for me. We have a gaffer that wants the club to feel like a family club, and that's exactly what it is. You have the chairman that wants the same thing, and it's just, you could see the vision that everyone in the club wants, and you feel it when you're in the club. There's no big egos, even from the biggest players. You have Cheeky, he scored 10 goals this season, but there's no ego about him. You have Byron Webster, he's played many games in the league, but there's no ego about him. So it allows players to just come in and understand the environment of the club, and knowing that everyone should get on, and there's no reason to be toxic when you're not playing, and everyone's involved at the end of the day. So it's been lovely, and I've enjoyed it. It's a big part of my career, obviously, at the start of it, and hopefully just continue to do well with this club. So yeah.
You talked about the first game in League 2 earlier. That was away at Harrogate, and it's none other than the man you just mentioned, Michael Cheek, scoring Bromley's first ever EFL goal. But you scored the second, and I think that was your first Bromley goal as well, wasn't it? That must have been special for you.
No, it was a brilliant day, man. It was nice to score. It's important to score. I mean, I want to score much more goals than I have, but Yeah, no, getting the first 3 points for the club was the most important thing, and I feel like it's just picking up more points from where we have. But yeah, no, it was a brilliant day, man, brilliant day.
And something that's been a constant this season, I think it's fair to say, is the support from the fans. Home and away. Let's not forget there's a lot of travelling this season as well. And they've been brilliant, haven't they?
No, they definitely have. It helps us on that pitch, man. Being able to hear them, it just gives us that extra push at all times, even if when there's not a lot of them, but there's always quite a bit of them that travel down. And as you know, the league is a lot of the teams are up north, so it's a lot of travelling that they have to do. So now we appreciate it at all times, and it helps us a lot. So yeah.
We talk about characters in the dressing room. This guy, who's on the front of the Matchday magazine for December, is quite a character, isn't he? And he scored the winner last week at Accrington, and he looked like he enjoyed that.
Nah, he's hilarious. Idris, everyone knows Idris. He's quite a joker, and he's a good player as well. So nah, it was nice for him to get his first goal as well for the club in the league this season. And yeah, just knowing that everyone else has to chip in much more goals, we have to do more for the club. Not just cheeky, just scoring 10 goals, but we all want to be a part of it. So it's just showing that not just cheeky can score, but everyone else can try to do their part involved as well.
Welcoming Port Vale to the Hayes Lane Stadium tomorrow, second in the league. It's sure to be a tough game, but it seems like the mood in the camp's really good, and it's one you guys are all looking forward to.
No, of course, we look forward to the game, to be honest. We take every game as it comes, game by game. It's just not thinking about what's after Port Vale or what's before Port Vale, just continuing the way that we have been recently, and hopefully pick up a result. So that's it at the end of the day, just to play that game, to work hard as a minimum for the person that's next to you, and to work hard for the gaffer and the staff that have put on the training for this week, and just to implement what they have said for us to do on that pitch, and hopefully we get the result that we want to get. So yeah. And
you allude to it there, but the manager's very much focus on what's coming next. However, I do have to ask you, the FA Cup draw, the first time Bromley have ever got to the third round, what was your reaction watching that?
No, it was huge, man, huge. I feel like everyone else had the same reaction. We were just all buzzing, man. It was over the moon with the draw. It's beautiful, not just for us to be able to experience going to that football club, but for the whole club, what it means to the whole club for such a big draw. So nah, everyone's over the moon, and we just can't wait for that game, but obviously we have to think about it a bit closer to the time.
Well, Kamarl, thank you so much for joining us today. Best of luck tomorrow, and we'll catch up again soon.
Cheers, thank you.